Hey Sandy, how's it going?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great. Good to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too.
How's your day been?
It's been good. Bobby told me about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought it'd be a good idea to meet today.
Yeah, I appreciate you cutting out 20 minutes of your day to set this up. I understand how busy you are.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you and Bobby go way back? I know you guys are family friends.
Yes. Bobby's also our VP, so we work a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
So we've spent a good amount of time.
Oh, absolutely. He's
Yeah.
a great guy. So I understand you have 20 minutes. Is that still the case?
Yeah.
Full 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Very good. Here's my business card.
Perfect.
You can hold on to that.
Okay.
So moving forward, I did some research on you guys. Great company, by the way.
Thank you.
Very impressed. You've been there for 8 years?
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely. Good. So I set up a little agenda for us, to utilize time to the best we can. Do a little introduction of myself. Talk about, your company. See, what kind of problems you're having. I understand Bobby brought up a few when I was talking to him. We're going to see if there's any solutions that I can cater to your company, and we'll discuss further steps.
Okay.
If there's, a good fit between us.
Sounds great.
Absolutely. So do you mind if I take notes?
No, of course.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So moving forward, I understand your company is big on timeliness. I think your corporate objective was we serve all people all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I found your was it your sales goal? Was it a little shy of 50 million this year?
That's right.
Yeah. Is that happy? Are you happy with the way that went?
Yes, but we would also like to obviously grow and improve that, and we're hoping to grow by a significant percent in the next year or two.
Next year or two. Do you know exactly? Is there a percentage?
Goal? About 10% would be what we're
10%.
aiming for.
10%. Okay. Yeah, that's where Bobby said 10%. Yeah. He thinks you guys can do it. 10% by. So that would be your 2018 goal by the end of 2018.
2018 is where we would want to see that.
10%. So I guess a fair assessment would be y'all did, I think it was 48 million, if my notes are correctly.
I believe that's right.
48, and then the 10%. So you're looking around, I guess close to 60 mil by 2018. Is that a fair assessment? Absolutely. I know you've been doing this for 8 years now. Do you see any different problems coming up this year in particular?
This year we particularly had a hard time between our different territories. We're losing tracking and sales. Things are getting lost in translation. The transparency isn't great. Okay. I'm in our Duluth office, and we have 3 other locations, and I'm not really able to see what's going on in those other locations, and where I don't have visibility, I'm definitely seeing sales being lost and not tracked well enough, and we're not able to compare them to each other. The Duluth office is kept up a little bit better than the others because I do have that oversight there, but the biggest problem is that I'm not able to really keep track of the sales going on at other locations.
Okay, so it seems like 2 things are going on here. Standard issues. So you have a hard time keeping track of your sales team. You don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, we can't track the sales process. No, it's basically all manual systems right now. Each of our salespeople are recording things on their own paper. We really don't have any system in place. So we're trying to do a complete overhaul.
Okay.
We can't track the sales by each person, nor by each territory. So we're basically working with bits and pieces of sales information and just what we can do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that always the case? Were you guys always, recording things manually between each sales rep?
Yes, that was not the plan originally, but we grew clients and built up our client database faster than we were prepared for between those locations.
Okay. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Too many clients. Okay. So it seems like your Duluth location's doing a little better than, is it, you have a Jacksonville location, you have Augusta, and Nashville.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Interesting. So what would you say which of those locations is really, top of mind that you really need to, do something with?
Duluth is the focus just because we have the most clients there. But where we probably need the most help is our second biggest, which is Jacksonville.
Okay.
So we have 68 clients in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
So we would really like to make sure that all of those clients are taken care of. In Nashville, we have 58, and in Augusta, we have 55.
Okay.
In total. So I would say that our next priority, obviously all of them are a priority, but after that would be Jacksonville, just based off the amount of clients that we have to take care of.
Okay. So speaking about those clients, I understand if all your workers are doing it manually, there's probably been things lost in translation. Have you had any hardships, losing clients, losing workers?
Definitely. We haven't had that problem so much at the Duluth location, but again, in Jacksonville, we lost one of our biggest clients there. So that was a huge loss in sales, and it also lost some people their jobs just because we didn't have a place to reallocate them at the moment. So that was a huge loss for us.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you know the exact amount that was by any chance?
I don't know exact, but roughly would be probably $2 million.
Yeah. Okay. And this was a long-time customer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a result of, we have different options for our cleaning days, or how often we clean, and even that was getting lost in translation. We weren't having people show up when they needed to because just what our clients needed wasn't being tracked the way it should. And then on top of that, because we were having the services that they had required not kept track of, also our sales tracking was not properly up to date because they weren't even getting what they were supposed to, so we weren't able to record those numbers correctly either.
Okay. So not only is the sales tracking manual, all your schedules, your rep scheduling, they do that on their own as well?
We do have managers in place, obviously, at each location, but the problem is top down is just not being taken care of the way it should because we don't have a unified tracking system that everybody's able to see. Okay. So each manager goes about it their own way, and it's not standardized across all the locations. So when our sales reps or just our service guys are out there doing what they need to, sometimes they go from one location to the next. We use them across all 4 locations, and because we don't have a unified system, it's just getting lost.
Yeah. You have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned a few minutes back, you actually lost some team members?
Yes.
Was that just they're tired of no process, or what did that look like?
Some people, it was tired of no process, but also when we lost that big client, the service people that we had going in, doing the cleaning and maintenance, we had to let some of them go because we didn't have anywhere else to allocate them after losing that big client.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just bad reputation and not a good look for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you done something like this, implementing a company-wide territory tracker, sales tracker?
No, we haven't before.
Okay.
But again, that's what we would really like to do because what I would believe is the biggest source of all these issues is the fact that our systems are so disparate and it's not unified between all of them. So the communication breakdown is just clearly a lack of unity and visibility amongst all the locations.
So I guess an easy solution would be you want a system that unifies all your locations, all your reps, their schedules between the 4 different locations.
Yeah, and that they would be able to access at any point, not just a system that they have to go in and log into in a secured network.
Okay. So accessibility.
Yes.
Is a big feature for you.
Yes.
Okay. So is that more of you want them to access it, mobily, laptop,
definitely,
tablet, everything?
Because our sales guys, when they're out on a sale, need to be able to access that, and also I would like our service people to have some type of accessibility to that kind of information as well.
Okay. Absolutely. It definitely would be key. Any other problems you've had as a result of a non-unified system?
Those are definitely the main issues. Any other issues we would have would just trickle down. Stemming from those, we've had just a couple issues again with people not showing up when they're supposed to because they didn't have a way to know exactly what services the clients had scheduled themselves for. And I think that would mostly be it.
Yeah. With those no-shows, I understand a lot of the companies I work for, that is the last thing they want, really.
Obviously.
Their workers if they don't show up, that looks terrible. Do you know a number of percentage no-shows? I know some of my well-off customers, they have like a 95% show rate.
I know we've had about 10 instances in the past years. I'm not exactly sure what percentage that would be, but about 10 instances was just way too many.
Okay. Okay. Definitely a lot on your plate. I see that. I'd like to show you. I think we have a system that we can tailor it pretty well to your operating group. So I want to take 1 second. So I understand accessibility is huge for you. Here at Salesforce, we pride ourselves on the solution we have is very streamlined across all platforms, all companies. So I'm gonna get this over to you real quick. Do you have any experience with Salesforce?
No, I don't. No. So that also would be important for us, for all of our salespeople to be able to get trained.
Okay. Absolutely. And every solution we have, we free of charge will help you out with the training. And you'd be surprised, it's actually a very seamless option. So you look right here. So this is the basic Salesforce operating page. So anyone can log in. All your workers have full access. They can go on 24/7. Do, like I mentioned, their phones, their tablets, anywhere.
That's great.
On anything. And so your first problem, streamlining the territory. If you go right here, you can see exactly where your workers are going. So like what I follow, you can follow what workers are doing. And it's very easy, as you can see. Just clicking around. So look through this page real quick. And as I'm sure you'll pick it up in a matter of seconds. You can see exactly what worker you're looking at.
Oh, great. And you can attach notes for them.
Yeah. So this would be hey, who's this? Patricia, the 3 o'clock meeting at this place, whereabouts, details on that, the contacts, so everyone knows who to call, when to call, where to go.
It'll list all of your accounts out right there for you. Perfect. And they're just able to click on the account name and the details for that.
Yeah, everything they need to know about that account.
Perfect.
Their past visits, their previous visits, and even on the note section too. I know it's confusing with you maintenance workers comes once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. They'll also be implemented on there, so they know exactly when to go, when to show up, when not to show up. So that'll alleviate the no-show problem we talked about earlier.
And you can create sales reports for each of these locations.
Yeah, reports for all your workers will have them. Each location will have them. You can even segment it by territory. Again, different.
Great, and keep track of them based off of that.
Yeah.
Great.
Does that all seem pretty easy?
Yeah, it seems like it has just about everything we're looking for.
If you have any questions too, I can. Feel free to let me know. Interrupt me at any time. Some more on talking to this. I understand you've lost accounts in the past because of having non-trackers, and you had no shows, 10 in last year. That those add up over time. You lost workers, so I kind of want to discuss our solution. I'm trying to put these numbers together. So this product I just showed you, it would be, we have a few options. I'll show you this right now.
Okay.
So I put in a little sheet all your locations.
Okay.
I have the number of workers, how many clients you have, to show how much each thing would cost. And our basic model, look right here.
Okay.
It would be $85 per person. per month, and there's a fixed cost of $18,000 to get things up and running. You mentioned training was huge. The training comes in this out of that number. Well, our staff come, weekly to come train your guys, and it's probably about a month process to get everything implemented. So I know you have the goal next year we can get everything up and running by mid-January.
That'd
so
be great.
You have the whole 10, 11 months to operate smoothly and alleviate any problems you may have. And then I also, so these numbers don't really mean too much if you don't see the combination of it all. So I know you mentioned Duluth. I kind of want to implement this in Duluth right away.
Okay.
Because you'll see everyone who's using it. Obviously, that's your office. Being it is the headquarters, I think that'd be a good role model. If we implement this in the Duluth office, a few months later, Augusta National Jackson's gonna be talking about, wow, those guys are out selling us.
Yeah.
What are they up to? And then they'll hear about, they're using Salesforce, and we can get them rolling. So for the Duluth option, that will be crunch numbers with the 85 people per month. Times that by your total amount of people, which was you have 53 workers. They all have full-time access. So 85 times the 53 added in the $18,000 inclusion cost, around $72,000 a year.
Okay.
And that's the whole year, full access. That includes the training, everything, all the bells and whistles for that. How does that sound?
You said it was 82,000.
$72,000 and $6. $72K.
So, and you think that we could get that 10% increase in sales over the course of a year from using Salesforce?
I do think so. 100%. A lot of my clients, we pretty much have a consistent number around 15% increased within 6 months of using our software. So I can almost assure you, not positively, but by June, July of implementing the system, I think we should be around close to 15%, already increasing. Does that sound something?
Well, with the 10% increase, we would still come out on top even with that cost. So that does seem doable for us. Yeah, that would be worth it.
Yeah, I just think so. And even stacking against not only things you gained, because you'll gain 10%, 15% of increased costs, but you also balance the avoided losses. You mentioned the $2 million account. That's not going to happen again. So I guess you can say you're saving $2 million by doing this. No more no-shows, no more people quitting. So it all adds up, and I love the product. I preach. I think about it every day. I think it's a great solution for you. So moving forward, are you the main decision maker?
Yes, I'll have to talk to Bobby, but that's it. That's it.
Okay, you and Bobby?
Yeah, we'll make that decision.
Okay. So would that look like, can we schedule a meeting in the next few days to discuss with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'll call Bobby after this. He's actually already on board. We talked to him earlier.
Okay, great.
He loves the idea. But we'll discuss a formal meeting, me, you, and Bobby. Can we do next Tuesday at around this time?
Yeah, that should be good. I'm thinking about my calendar. Yeah, I believe I'm free.
Okay, so we'll do Tuesday at this time. I will relay the information to Bobby, and pretty much wraps up. Do you have any more questions about solutions? Any more problems you thought of your company that?
No, I think any questions I have, we can address in that meeting with Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds great.
Very good. So I'll talk to you Tuesday, Sandy.
All right, it was good to meet you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good one. Cool.
20 minutes.
Oh. 1920.